There we go. Right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is Ray Taylor. Take it away.
Hello. Hi. I think you were going to ask me a question.
Yeah, I just thought I'd chuck you in the deep end. No. Yeah, so Marshall Rosenberg's death. What impact has that had on you?
I suppose the biggest thing was this call started, this kind of global conference call. And people were, it's going to be 16 hours, and people were joining it from all over the world. And it just carried on going, like, for a week. And like people who had known him in the 60s were calling in and talking about experiences with him. Someone, Dominic Barter, a guy who works in Brazil, and he was saying how Marshall would just come out with things, and he would look at him and think, "Did you really just say that?" Because he sort of got away from conventions of speech and said what he really felt,
Yeah,
without dressing it up. And you expect people to be shocked, and actually they are, but it sort of brings them to life as well.
Yeah, that's it.
So loads of stories, and I was spending way too much time on it. Sometimes I was doing the technical hosting, muting if there was some noise in the background and stuff. Yes, so it became a phenomena that, and I think the call is still going. It's not sort of being officially hosted anymore, so it might become this like perpetual call. Just never ends. There's always someone giving or receiving empathy on this call. So that's how it affected me more than anything. I was a little bit sad in the first moment, little tears. But, he'd been ill for a long time, so it wasn't a huge shock or so on. Now, of his partner of many years, so how much other people have been moved has moved me.
Right.
And she comes to mind particularly because that was a time in their life when they were very close, and of course she misses that. And I'm also quite calm. There was a time maybe 6 years ago, and I thought, well, if he died, would it keep going, nonviolent communication, or would it fizzle out? And just seeing where we've got to and how broad and deep and wide the network is of people doing this work, I sort of feel quite calm and confident, kind of. So I'm not sort of happy that he died, but I'm kind of quite, he did his bit, and about 5 years ago I started realizing, yeah, he's probably done enough, and we don't need to keep sort of hanging on to his coattails, and there's other people who are developing this work.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is this work that you're talking about then?
So now you're asking me a question for the camera. I thought we were going to be ourselves on this one. What are you really thinking?
I'm really thinking, why did he die before I had the chance to record a video with him? I wanted him to plug my website.
You didn't meet him personally?
No.
No, so now I was going to go, oh, so you're feeling frustrated, you didn't get it. Cut that. That's the model crap. Yeah.
I was kind of calm too as well when it happened, so it was just, I don't know, there's kind of hardly any emotion there, really. It was just...
Well, I'll tell you what, I thought about this on the call, that he would often, if someone had some unresolved thing with their father, or mother, or brother, or whatever it was, he would often role play that person as if they had had the nonviolent communication training, and then that meant that the other person could say anything they want to the person who died and really be heard and understood. So,
Right.
how would you like to talk to Marshall Rosenberg right now?
Um, I don't know. It'd just be a request that could he repeat something that I've scripted for one of my videos.
All right. What would you like him to say? And I'll inhabit him as faithfully as I can.
I wanted to I wanted him
You
to
can start,
say,
you can just say, talk to me. So, Marshall, I want you to say.
Marshall, could you say xbuni.com with the two puppets? So the giraffe says xbuni, and then the jackal comes in and goes .com, and then you just look at them both like, and then that's it.
Well, when I was alive, nice to meet you, Lee. Hey, this is,
Yeah, nice to meet you, Marshall. Yeah. How you doing?
so, yeah, so just a little confused about your request here. And when I was alive, I used to be a little kind of wary of using the puppets because I wanted people to take the message of nonviolent communication seriously. But my sense of humor was already good when I was alive, and now in heaven, it's even better.
Oh,
So and I did
too
start
good
to.
for me, are you,
Well,
Marshall? Right,
but
see you later.
I guess I'd like to know what you're going to do with this channel. Do I want?
What am I going to do?
Wait a minute. Let me just check if that's all I need to say. What is it? Bear with me a second. Yeah, I still care that what's seen first is the work. I love the puppets. Lots of people love the puppets, but I'd like them to see the heart of the work.
Rather than just a snippet of you with the puppets.
Yeah, I'd rather they saw your heart.
Right. I just wanted to use you so I could market my stuff, really. So.
Well, maybe there's. I mean, I haven't said no to doing it, but maybe there's a better way I could help you. I'm guessing if. Yeah. Now this is the trouble with not having a physical body. I can't just come down there and do the thing. But what I can say is
I'm feeling a little tense that I'm speaking to a dead person who's alive right now.
well, thank you for sharing that with me. I'm glad you feel comfortable. And I said that to Ray one time, when he told me he was nervous about
Oh
speaking
yeah.
to me. Yeah. No, I'm glad you were able to share that weirdness with me. Okay. So there must be a reason why you want to do this. So what is it about me and nonviolent communication that you want to get out there?
I'd like to show people that you were the source of the work that I'm doing right now.
I'm so glad you said that. Because in a way, I don't consider that I am the source.
Oh yeah, but to me, you are. So you've got a responsibility now. You see, Marshall. So.
Yeah. I used to get that quite a lot. A lot of people wanted me to be responsible for all kinds of shit. And I'm really glad to be free of that now. I can tell you. Although I think some of them still want to keep on loading me up with it, but I'm really light now. I can't. So yeah. So you'd like people to know how precious it was to you that I brought things to you through this thing I've called nonviolent communication.
I'd like people to see how important I see the work that you've done that's helped me to get to another level, which is what I call LOL, the language of life.
Mm-hmm.
Because I heard you say at the start of an audio book that you don't like the title Nonviolent Communication, so I kind of wanted to do a bit of empathy for you there and go, okay then, what would you like?
Well, actually, the truth is, and I said this to Ray as well, but I disliked the name less as time went on.
All
And,
right, okay.
but what I wanted to ask you, Lee, is what was it about the way I brought it to you or framed it for you that you loved, that particularly helped you?
The process itself of actually observations, uh, needs, and then requests. So when I remember that, I can really figure out how to best connect to myself first and then others
Mm-hmm.
with using that. So
something about that part of the model that I created, the simplicity of putting your attention on 2 or 3 things, helped you to slow down and get in touch with yourself and be clearer with other people.
yeah, the more I practiced it, yeah.
Hmm. Was it especially the simplicity that helped?
Yeah, well, it's just a method of connecting, and I've never heard that before from anyone else. So,
Hmm. Yeah, it took me quite a long time to get round to something that was so stripped down and simple that it was very easy to get across to people. And I love that so many people like yourself were able to pick it up and run with it. Um, and just to get started, it's not the whole of what I wanted to share by any means. And um, I sometimes worried, and I know other people did, that the sort of totality of what I was trying to get across sometimes got lost in that simplicity. So I'm not listening to you now, I'm telling you something that matters to me.
right, okay.
Um,
Come on then, I've not got all day.
yeah, it matters to me that people get to the point too. Yeah. Okay, so while I did teach it as a model and I made it really kind of as simple as I possibly could, I
How
also
did you
think,
simplify it though?
well, originally the kind of core of the teaching was and still is 22 what we call key differentiations. So I think you know the difference between a demand and a request.
Yeah,
So a request, yeah, and or between a need and a strategy.
yeah,
Need is something. So there's 22 of those kind of small but very significant differences that are really the kind of the intellectual core of not what I call nonviolent communication. And then there's 2 particular things. Attention in the present moment, which
yeah,
obviously you're doing when you're connecting with yourself. And your
yep,
intention, why you would want to be communicating or doing anything at all. You know, do you have an intention to enrich life, to connect,
that's it, yeah.
or are you trying to get something that you believe you should have or deserve or da-da-da? And so so that intention attention is very close to the central spirit of NVC, which is really something like how to love, how we can love. If you ask me again, I'll put it a whole different way.
Yeah, yeah.
But obviously, that's always going to be more than 3 or 4 steps that work every time, because love just ain't like that. It doesn't work every time if you follow a formula. So I'm delighted. Yeah. I'm delighted that you found those 4 ingredients helpful.
There were 3 ingredients, by the way.
You didn't mention feelings, but yes.
No, I use the within observations. I use what feelings are going on. Within the present moment. You see.
I like that.
Yeah. So yeah. When I said before the 3 wise men, well, that's in another video. I'm not sure you've not seen that. I don't think. But
I have. I know everything now.
All right. Okay. Yeah. When I talked about Eckhart Tolle, his work carries over into the work that you've done, and so does Jacques Fresco's work carries into what you've done as well.
Okay, but I don't want to hear any more about those guys.
All right. Okay.
I don't mean to cut you off, but we have done that already. So,
exactly.
Is there anything else you want to say or hear from me
before you go back in your coffin?
Before we start the next one.
What's going on for your funeral? Are you
I don't know. I wasn't
buried.
I think it might have been a traditional Jewish ceremony. You know, I wasn't too bothered. I mean,
which is what is that? Is that
what mattered was for me was that it worked for those I loved.
Yeah.
And I'm hopeful that it did.
And did Ray Taylor have fun playing the part of Marshall Rosenberg?
You'll have to ask him that.
Ray, if you're there.
Stand up, sit down. Yeah, this is Ray now. Okay.
Should have put your hand over the thing and then.
Cool. How was that?
Well, I'm asking you. Did you enjoy it?
I fell out of role a couple of times when some particular things of mine came in. So but yes, I did. I enjoyed it much more than the previous things we did. And,
yeah, I liked that you put yourself into a character, because I think you can actually develop empathy when you're putting yourself into a different role, because you automatically have to see yourself as living through someone else, which is another way of becoming present as well, which is, I liked it.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do it. I'd like to do it more as Marshall. This one was a little bit tricky because sometimes I was referring to actual conversations that I did have with him.
Right. Okay.
About the name Nonviolent Communication, I really did have that conversation with him. So then I had to, from within the role. That was one of the moments where I fell out of role because I was, bringing my own Ray's memory into it. But yeah, no, I like doing these, and I could get back into it. And I found it works as well. Is sometimes all you need is a sentence that the other person would say, and that's enough to get you sort of inhabiting their role. You don't need a vast amount of information. Sometimes it gets in the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Anything else to me before we start?
I kind of want to ask the same questions you asked me in the other video, but I'm not sure if you've got time to go into all of that. Sure. If you just want to make them sure.
Well, let's keep doing them quickly until it gets boring.
All right. Well, how's NVC impacted or affected you personally? I think you asked me, so.
Yeah. Well, the first thing is I was able to cry.
Right, okay.
Because I hadn't been able to do that, and it was amazing how the first introduction I went to, someone figured out I had a need, and they said the word. It was like,
Do you
oh,
remember
into my
when you
heart.
said that?
Oh, his tears came out, and I thought, wow, this is strong shit.
Right, okay.
This
Well, can
MVC is
you
what it
remember
really
what
is.
that need was?
Yeah, acknowledgement. I thought,
Right, okay.
why the fuck does this word acknowledgement bring out all this? Like, I had no idea how it was working, but I could see it was powerful. Um, yeah. So um, so I was able to cry. I mean, a lot of the stuff, I'd been in India, I'd been with Gandhians, so the economic part and the feelings, other feelings, um, and a lot of spiritual stuff that was not new to me. Um, what was new was the kind of the real clarity about feelings and needs and how it connected with how they connected to each other, anger, um, shame, guilt, all of this stuff. Um, and then that it made communication and connecting with people enjoyable. Um, and that it had such it could be applied in so many different ways. It was like, wow. And for a while I was trying to decide between NVC and NLP, and I decided that NLP might be good for effectiveness, but NVC would help build compassion, and it was more important to be compassionate before being effective. I
Sorry,
mean,
what is NLP?
neuro-linguistic programming.
Ah, right, okay, yeah.
Started with some guys in the CIA and got taken out of there, and it's often used by coaches. And there's certainly good stuff there, but I didn't feel that it was the thing for me to do first. And actually, what NVC taught me was that I already was compassionate. I just didn't realize it, or couldn't see how it was working. But I still think it was the right choice, and I've loved being part of the community and the network. On the negative side, it hasn't helped me earn a living very well.
Yeah.
But I had that tendency anyway, so I can hardly blame NBC for it. It's helped me with relationships with women a lot, and is that enough for now on that question? How's it affected me? And was there another one?
I can't remember what you asked me now. Can you remember what?
You already about Marshall passing on. I think that was pretty much it.
Right, okay. Is that everything you'd like to say?
Classic open question.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I hope this is the start of a beautiful friendship.
You said that to me the first time we spoke.
Apparently, I'm still hoping the same thing, and but this time we can make it visible to other people using this.
Yeah, exactly. Well, to me, when someone speaks to me, that's already a friendship kind of thing because there's a connection there. Someone's trying to connect there, kind of thing. But I don't want to sort of say what I don't want. Oh shit! I think you better stop.
That's all right. Go on, say what you don't want, and we'll translate it afterwards.
Yeah, I'm trying to translate it now, actually, because I'm trying to be right. You see.
It'd be nicer for the people if we do it.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to define what friendships is to like or for you kind of thing.
Aha. So you wanted to let me speak for myself.
Yeah.
So I guess there's a bit of me that is not just wanting the personal friendship, but also something that we can bring to others. maybe in shorter clips than this first one.
Yeah, it's the same for me as well. Yeah.
So that we can have fun and like play around with role plays or puppets or whatever, or talking naturally like this, in short segments that other people will get something from.
Yeah, that's the same for me as well. Yeah. And you can end it there. Thumbs up.
Oh God, the camera was on you the whole time. I forgot to do this thing. Oh well, never mind. We got good reaction. I totally forgot about doing the camera thing. So definitely the interviewer should,
And I don't think I picked my notes, so that's all good.
or perhaps I shouldn't have had it on the thing. Anyway, how to go back? Oh, let's stop and fiddle later.
Oh dear.